Hello and welcome back to the Limber Up Life Up. I'm Butch Phelps, your guide to a more flexible and vibrant you. If you're new for the first time here, no worries. You're just in time for some great insights to help you create the habits that you need to become more flexible. Now, the last episode, we dove into more about stretching, but today we're going to shift gears a little bit and we're going to talk about the healthier habit hacks that you need so that you can supercharge your journey to a healthier and more flexible you. Before we dive in, let's take a moment and celebrate your commitment to the January Stretching Challenge. What is the challenge, I was asked? The challenge is to get you into a habit of doing this every single day. And like for me, I do it every morning and every evening. The question I always get from people is it my actions that's going to create my motivation, or my motivation that's going to create my actions? And I would love to hear your stories on your journey in dealing with motivation versus action, because so many people will talk about, I'm just not motivated to do this. And today we're going to give you some hacks to increase that motivation so that you can take action and become a more flexible you. So now let's jump into today's episode. As we get started, for those of you who just joined in, I'd like to share a little personal journey for me a little while back in my life. When I realized I needed to level up my health game, and it came at the age of 36 when a physician had said to me after running many tests and so forth, that with my family history of heart disease, my risk of having a heart attack or a stroke is very high and probably would happen by the time I'm 40. Keep in mind, at 36, I weighed 315 pounds. Now, today I'm a long ways from that. I only weigh 180. But you can imagine how to get my motivation started and how to take those first actions to really change my life, how much work that took. And so today what I want to teach you about is how to do things to make those actions stick. And I'm going to base it off of my journey, base it off the things that I had to do, so that from the age of 37 or 36 to the age of 38, which it took me about 18 months, I was able to lose 105 pounds. And my waistline dropped from like a mid-40s down to the mid-30s during that period of time. So it completely changed me. But like I said, it was not easy and it was not an easy track. So picture this. Imagine yourself being highly energetic. You are sleeping better. You can tackle everything every day. Your mental clarity is much higher. And how would that be in your life? Today, I'm here to spill the beans on some hacks that's going to help you get to that point in your life. So let's get started with that. Now, I know we all love a good hack, and I know that many of my viewers here are just juggling a busy life between family and work and school, and adding on one more thing to try to make me healthier just seems like a daunting task. But what if you had some simple, effective hacks that you can incorporate into your daily routine that you can begin to see your body improve? One of the simple things I did when I lost 105 pounds back in 1997 was what I called health bites. Now, these health bites are small little moments, intentional moments throughout the day that's dedicated to your health. And so when you look at a health bite, and what we'll talk about today, there's 3 of them that I had. 1 was quick stretching moments. 2 was mindful breathing and self-massage. And 3 was eating a healthier way. Now understand, I said way, not just a diet, okay? So let's get into the first health bite that I used, which was quick stretching moments. Now, throughout your day, you're going to be really busy juggling your life. Now, I always stretch for 15-20 minutes first thing in the morning when I get out of bed, because rolling in bed at night or having dreams at night can create tension in my muscles. Remember, everything you think, feel, and do tightens your muscles. At the end of my day, before I go to sleep at night, I will stretch again for 15 or 20 minutes. And I do that so that I can take the tension from my muscles from today. Remember, stretching needs to be more meditative. We're not pulling muscles like taffy. We're releasing the tension. So let's get into this quick stretching moments right quick. Throughout your day, you can take moments and do that. So let's say you're sitting at a stoplight if you're out in your car for your job and you want to stretch your neck. Now, a lot of times the pain in people's neck will be on the back side. And the reason for that is 99% of the time we're looking downward. And as we look downward, the muscles on the front side of our neck and the muscles on the outside of our chest here will get tight, but it will show up on the back side of the neck. So I can pull my head down as much as I want, and that's going to do nothing for me, or very little at the best. But what we can do setting at a stoplight is to take my hands, put it underneath my chin, and feel the weight of my head. Take a moment and just do that, and then not use my neck muscles, but only use my hands and lift my head up towards the ceiling of the car. Hold for the 5 seconds as you breathe out, release it, and then repeat that 10 times, or as many times as you can before the light turns green. Sometimes that's 5, sometimes that's 10, depending on how much traffic you're in. But the point is that multiple times of doing it is you're showing your brain that I can lift my head up and nothing terrible happened. And you're breathing out, so you're allowing the body to relax as you're sitting there at that stoplight. The second thing you can do is, with the tension being over here and over here, you could turn your head slightly about 45 degrees so that the nose is coming towards, in my case, I'm turning left, so my nose is coming down towards my left breast, but I can take my hand here and gently pull my head down. Again, I'm not trying to pull taffy here. All I'm doing is I'm releasing the tension over here by breathing out and just letting the muscles let go. And you do both sides. Simple things you can do sitting at a stoplight. Or if you're in between meetings and you've got a moment in your office, you could do it there. If you're at home with the children, or you're out on the boat, for instance, even on a pleasurable day, when you have a moment that doesn't need your attention, you can do those things. It takes you about a minute and you're done with that. Simple things you can do. For your chest up here in your car, you could take your hand and put it behind the armrest on the passenger seat and just breathe and relax and feel the muscle letting go. And that'll help take a lot of pressure off the backside of your shoulder up here. Those are the little things that I'm talking about that can make such a difference in your life. Hack number 2, mindful breathing and self-massage. Now, I use a tennis ball that I put in a sock. It doesn't have to be a cue ball. It doesn't have to have a ball with spikes on it. I don't need it to vibrate or sing to me or any of that mess, because the purpose of the ball is not the pressure. There's no magic in this ball. This is an old tennis ball that I get from tennis players when they no longer can use them. But I put it in a sock so that I can lean against the wall, throw this over my shoulder, lean against the ball, and not roll on it. Most people want to just roll and roll and roll. I see them do it all the time in the gym. Not roll on it, but lean back against the ball. Move very purposefully from spot to spot all over your back, upper back, feeling for sore spots. Now, when you find a sore spot, stay there, maintain the pressure, breathe out, and just let the body relax. Now, the beauty of this is if you're on a phone call with earpods or a headset, you could be doing this while you're talking to somebody on the phone to keep you calm, cool, and collected. You can do the same thing on the hips and put it right behind your hip, lean against the wall to loosen the hips up during the day as well. You could do this at home. I've done this actually leaning against my car on a road trip to help reduce the tension in my back as well. The third hack, eating a healthier way. Now, everybody, when they think about eating healthy, it's like, oh my gosh, I got to find the diet. Is it the keto diet? Is it a plant-based diet? Is it the whatever diet, Atkins diet, or whatever diet's out there? Learning how to eat food is important. And yes, eating the right food is the most important thing that you can do for your human body. Realize your body is still genetically designed to recognize real food. Ultra-processed foods like fast food places and pizzas and so forth, for a lot of those ingredients, especially if you look on the ingredients list, you can't pronounce them, the body doesn't know what it is either. And the body takes it in and it's like, what do I do with that? And it just poops it back out and you get no value out of that. And you also get from the sugars high levels of fat buildup and inflammation in your body because there's no fiber in there to actually reduce the absorption of that sugar. So when you're looking at food, plant-based foods are great foods to have, but they're not the end-all be-all. You still have to have some protein, whether that is from meat or that's from legumes and so forth, because once you pass 30, you begin to lose muscle mass every year. And so the building and strength training, building muscle mass, is ultimately important to reduce your risk of frailty as you become older. The protein will help you to build that muscle mass. You need protein in your body. And then the simple carbs is just a few things here. So when I lost 105 pounds back in 1997, going into 98, it took me 18 months to do that. And I actually decided that what I was going to do is move my plant-based part of my diet to about 75% to lose the weight, have my meat sources, my protein sources down to about 20%, and then the simple carbs like the breads and pastas and so forth at 5%. So if I went to a restaurant and they famously are known for putting out bread bowls, I would never eat the bread. I don't care how good it smells. I would never eat the bread because I knew that it was going to turn to glucose and I didn't have any fiber in my system, and that was going to be a problem for me trying to lose weight. So I just didn't. But that's a thing to keep in mind. Now, I lost the weight from 315 pounds down to 210 in 98, and I maintained 210 as my weight till 2020. Now, what I did to maintain was slightly different. Same idea, but I reduced my plant-based down to about 60-65%, increased my protein source by 30-35%, and maintain my simple carbs at 5%. Now, some people say I'm on a no-carb diet. What they're really saying in most cases, they're on a no simple carb diet, okay? Other part of this is that the order you eat your food becomes ultra important. So when you look at a meal, if you have a salad, and don't put Thousand Island and stuff like that on it because you might as well be eating candy bars, but have a healthier salad dressing that like oil and vinegar, and there's some other salad dressings out there that have less fat in it. Eat the salad first, and when you get to your plate, eat the vegetables first, then your protein source, the meats or legumes, second, then at the end, get to the simple carbs. Two things will happen. Number one, by eating the vegetables first, you actually create more fiber in the gut itself, which reduces the absorption of glucose from the simple carbs. Secondly, by the time you get to the simple carbs, you may be so full that it's irrelevant that you don't even want them at that point. So those are two things that you can do in how to eat a healthier way to maintain the weight. Now, to give you a little more story on my weight, I kept my weight at 210 till 2020. I then decided to lose 30 more pounds, so I went back to my original way of eating. I dropped the 30 pounds pretty quickly, and I've maintained that weight since 2020 till today, which is at 180 pounds. So in essence, in those 2 times of losing weight, I lost 135 pounds without it coming back. The way you eat, if you want to maintain a healthy weight, is a lifetime lifestyle. It's not I just want to lose 30 pounds, I can go back to doing what I want. It's a lifestyle for the rest of your life. Remember, these hacks or habits are your allies to a journey to a more flexible and vibrant life. Stay tuned for the next episode where I'm going to dive in deeper into how to free your neck and unleash a new way of life. So many people have a difficult time rotating their head back and forth, and my gosh, if they're in an accident, especially with whiplash, it can be really bad for them. But we're going to go in detail about that and straighten it out. It's going to be a blast. You'll have a good time with that. But until then, keep those healthy habits alive, practice them. Send me comments. Let me know any issues that you're having and when you're trying to put these things into place. Again, don't try to do them all at one time. I mean, too many times people try to be perfect with it and do it all too much. Take your time with it. One step at a time. You'll get there, I promise you. Until then, see ya. If you enjoyed this video, to my left over here are 2 more videos that should be equally as fun to learn from. Hope you liked it. Be sure to comment and always subscribe down below. I know there's many of you